Good afternoon, everybody. We're in our 5-minute preamble up to Make Movement Your Mission, noontime snack. The date, if you are looking for today's movement snack, it is the Tuesday the 19th of May, and this is your 12 o'clock noon movement snack. So hopefully if you're replaying this back, if you're playing catch up, then you're on the right one. Hey Christine, hello, nice to have you. First one on the register today. Hope you're feeling all right, people that have signed on. Hope you're ready to go. Just wondering here, being a bit nosy as well, what you been up to this morning? Double Christine in the house. Red Rita, hello from Germany, I believe. Good afternoon. Nice to have you with us. We've got the people that we've had consistently through. Fran, hi, ready to go she is. Good to hear it. Hopefully you've saved up a little bit of energy to put into this movement snack from whatever you've been doing this morning. We've got some strengtheners coming up today. Some movements that orientate around our ability to be strong as we move through. So we've got a bit of legs and a couple for the upper body. Cranlaric, that was terrible, wasn't it, Dawn? Apologies for my poor pronunciation of Scottish beautiful lands. Hi Francis, hi Maddie. We've got our normals in. As opposed to abnormals. Oh, I'm not quite sure that now I've said that. You can just have a giggle about us tripping over our words and all sorts, can't you? Hi George, nice to have you. Sunny where you are. Vanda, hi. Great to have you. And Gillian coming in. North Germany, right, got you, Red Rita. That's how you pronounce it, is it, Dawn? Hi Vivian, hi Kathy, hi Joy. We're coming in now, we're clocking up in numbers. We're getting you ticked off the movement register. Christine with our rainbows and Welsh flags, great to have you. Now, because there was a bit of a tussle this morning, on this morning's messages about Marmite and peanut butter, I thought I'd give you a clue as to which camp I belong in. Yeah, you got it, Marmite. I love the stuff. I can scoop it off a spoon and shovel it in. Great. Cool, Christine, you've been busy this morning. Are you sure you've got enough energy for today? Or have you got some in the bank still? The Day Elliott Chapel Collective, here you are, signing on in. Alison Rogers as well. Good day to you all. Right, so I've asked the children to keep the voices down because chances are they'll be having a bit of a yell and a loud talking voices going on in the background. But I've politely asked them to keep it down. Yesterday when I finished the noonday snack, I went downstairs and there was chocolate cake that they'd done. So we were in luck. Love the Marmite, especially in a banana sandwich. Oh, I've not tried that, I must say. Shrewsbury's in, Bob's in, and here we are, it's 12 p.m. We better get a move on then. Hi Lowton, hi Margaret, Chesterfield's in. Crunchy peanut butter, yes, that as well. Right, enough of this food. We need to earn our snack by doing a movement snack first. So, comments swept to the side. Here we go with our 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, people. It's officially noon time and it's officially time for us to get moving into our movement activities for today. Today is Tuesday the 19th of May and we're going to get moving and get ourselves warmed up, our joints prepared a little bit with some circulation boosting. If you know what I'm on about, let's get going now. You know where you prefer to be when we begin this movement. So standing or seated, holding on or not holding on, or lightly holding on, it's up to you. Off we go. If you feel happy to just bring arms and legs in straight in together, then that's great. If not, let's just have a small focus on the legs, the lower part, our knees, not lifting all that too high. Getting a bit of a shift of weight in between, of course. And the same in seated, with a bit of focus on the ankles and the feet and the toes. This is your pace, so make sure you're happy with it and you don't not just stick into the pace that I'm doing. This is all right for me. It might be too slow or it might be too fast for some of you. I've got my chairs with arms on today because this will come in handy with one of the things that we're going to be doing in a few minutes. So we haven't mentioned anything just about awareness of posture. Think about how you're holding yourself and what small improvements you can make to your posture. Whether it be trying to stand up a bit tall through your middle, whether it be trying to just lengthen through your spine a little bit, or make sure that your shoulders are back down and level, best of your ability. Arms might be in the swing here, holding on. I've just got my wall next to me today. I've just changed the angle slightly, so hopefully it should work with our wall press that we've got coming up. Take a pause there. That should have got your system going a little bit. You shouldn't be out of breath. Maybe a little bit of a change in your breathing, but not out of puff as such. Right, our trio of movements today are all revolve around strength. So I was thinking about the wall press that you've done with Bex before. So we'll start off with the wall press. In standing, if you just want to have a look at the options here and then take up one which suits you. With the wall press here, you can stand quite close to the wall, or if you're feeling stronger and you've been practicing this quite a bit, maybe have a go at taking yourself a little bit more away from the wall. Wherever you are, hands are around 1.5 times shoulder width apart, so just a bit wider than your shoulders, with the heel of your hand just trying to get that level with your chest level. Using your posture muscles, taking a press towards the wall. If that's a bit much on arms, then you could take a small step in and focus on pushing yourself away. Stepping in, bending through, pushing yourself away. So that's what we've got with our standing version. We can do this in seated. You may need to come a little bit further forwards in your chair. And if that feels all right for you, you could have a go at doing something like that. My chair's probably about 1/2 metre away from the wall here. Yours might be a bit closer, depending on how you feel. Another option here, and this is where your stretchy bit of material, so it might be a stretchy pair of tights like I've got here, or something with lycra within it. If you can arrange that to go around your back, so I'm just showing you the back view here, there we go, there it is, just tucked underneath my armpits, and we've got our hands close to our chest. We can push forwards and recover. So just showing you there from the front. So you can see the hands come about level with the chest. The elbows are straightening, but we're resisting the temptation to do that round into it. So try and use the muscles across the top of your back to fix your shoulders in place and then pressing forwards. Now you should feel that across your chest area, maybe into the fronts of your shoulders, or even around the back of your arms a little bit. When you're doing any of these movements, do a few, and then when you get to a point where you're thinking, Cora, I've about had enough of this, try and do a couple more just to put that extra little bit of challenge in. And where there's an extra bit of effort and a little bit of muscle fatigue in whatever muscle you're targeting, then we're going to get some gain. There's some challenge there for the body. If it's too easy and then you have a rest, we might be taking away opportunity to build up some muscle strength with whatever movement that we're doing. All right, take a pause. So remember, you can always return back to that one, have a few more practices in and around your house. Moving on to a little bit of legs now. So we're going to be working the buttocks, the legs as a whole in a dynamic sit to stand. So if you're not there already, bring yourself into seated. To be successful in a sit to stand, we need to have a think about where our feet are. So feet might be back, heels down, just tuck back a little bit. Your bottom forwards on the chair. Here we can do a few different levels in building up to a full stand. Here's your first option. We can pop our hands onto our thighs and we can just tilt our body forward slightly, really pressing the feet firmly into the ground. Now that should switch on quite a lot of muscles here. I can actually feel those muscles really switching on here around my legs, around my knees, and the bottom as well. Give that a clench. As long as it's your own bottom, you'll be all right. So there's your first level. If from there, follow the same principles and you might be able to just get a little bit of lift off. So here's your, what we know as the jockey lift. If you need your hands, then that's absolutely fine. Make sure you get your chest forwards a little bit first rather than staying completely upright, tilting forwards, pressing through. You might already be doing some of these sit to stands, people, and that's all right because whilst I'm explaining, you're doing more. So here we go with our full sit to stand. You might want to just move your feet around there for a moment or two and then check where the chair is behind you. If it helps, bring your feet back a little bit and then start to lower down. And this is with the brakes on. Now, if you did walk back a little bit, then as you sit, you may find that your bottom is back in the chair. So you might need to just use some of those hip walks to bring yourself forwards before we power up again. So a little bit of oomph gives us a bit more success as we power into standing. Catch your balance when you get to the top and then have a think about really putting the brakes on as we lower down. By putting the brakes on, by controlling that lowering phase, our muscles have to work just that little bit more so. Again, giving them a bit more opportunity to strengthen up through it being a little bit more challenging. We could place in a split stance position, people. In either one of those options, the push, the jockey lift, or the full stand. Okay, and that will help just to target one side more so than the other. So have a go at changing over if you've selected that. There's so many options, so hopefully one of these fits with you. Our final exercise, if you're ready. I just said the exercise word, didn't I? No, it's not an exercise, it's a functional movement. So this next functional movement, I've been thinking about these, getting our backs of our arms targeted just a fraction more, because these are the muscles that help us when we're trying to push ourselves up in bed or even go from a side lying position to a seated position before you get up and go off and do what you're going to do. So, and this can help with floor work as well. So if you're getting down onto the floor to do any of your lower level gardening tasks, we all seem to be out in our gardens at the moment. So this is our narrow wall press. And this is the final one that we're going to do today. In seated, what you might want to do is, if you haven't got a chair with arms, let me just come onto the side here, one arm at a time, bringing your elbow back and then pressing the arm behind you. Can you see the position of my hand? It's quite flat and I'm pressing away with the heel of my hand. Now that's switching on the muscles at the back of my arm. If you want to do the next option, what I'd suggest is that you just take your shoulders through some shoulder circles first. I'm just going to turn onto the side. Here's where the arms of the chairs can come in handy. If this is really not good for your shoulders, then just have a go at that press back one. Doing a few on each side and then changing over. We're getting into our sit to stand position with our lower body. Trying to tuck your elbows in, and you're going to try and push up, and then you're not really using the legs so much, it's all through the arms, lowering back down. Pushing up, you can use your legs a little bit to assist that push up if you like, and then lowering back down. And in the standing version, where we can pop our hands against the wall, we were wide before, we're going narrow this time. So I'm going to start here. You can choose your position, how close you want to be to the wall, and you're just going to press through your arms, really trying to focus on tucking in your elbows. And as we tuck in our elbows, the load goes through the arms, a little bit into the wrist as well. So do feel free to have a little move around with the wrist if it starts to feel it, if you start to feel it a bit much in the wrist. And be aware of what your shoulders are up to. Quite often they can do this. Try your best to keep them pressed down as you bend and push away from the wall. So those two are called I Can Move, Move, Move Any Mountain, your wide and your narrow press. And with stronger legs, we can climb, climb, climb any mountain. I'm really sorry about these little quips, but they keep me amused. So there you have it, your trio of mountain movers. Lots of different options, so you may want to watch this back and just have a look at the options that are there for you to take. And just have a think about what might work for you in either the standing or a seated position. All of those, we wouldn't be here if they weren't functional movements. All of those movements and strength-based movements we use day in, day out. So it gets a big thumbs up from us. Have a practice of those throughout the afternoon. If you've got any questions or anything that you need to find out about that particular movement, then fire away with them. More than happy to respond. And on the last note, keep on moving, keep on crowbarring. You know it makes sense. Good afternoon, everybody. Have a great one. Dave will be with you at 4 p.m. for your sway and stretch and a bit of coordination as well. All right, take care. See you tomorrow. Bye now.